Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome again to Beyond the Classroom. You know us. We have been already here with us. You have been already here with us, guys. I'm Maria Jose, and here with me is the lovely and beautiful Patricia. So tell me,
Hey,
Pati,
everybody.
why are we here today?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another experience with Beyond the Classroom. Today, I would like to invite you to grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's dive right into some questions that we have been receiving from our users that are passing the process of learning a language. All right. So today, we are going to answer those questions that you have sent us. And if you have, don't forget that if you have an extra question, you can write down in the comment section. We will read it and we will answer it in the next podcast.
Okay, guys, so let me explain you the dynamic. Which one have some of the questions that our users have submitted? I'm going to be choosing one of them randomly, and Patty is going to be answering them. And the same goes for me. So she's going to say the questions that she has been uh, frequently asked before, so we can give you some answers. Okay, let me start, please. Drum
Go
roll.
ahead.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Okay, so the first one is the first question that I have here says, "Am I too old to learn?" What would you
All
say to
right.
that?
All right. Absolutely not. I would like that you to work with this in this case, I would like to mention some data. Today I came prepared, and I would like to talk about neuroplasticity, Mahu. I know that you have heard this word before.
Yes, I have, but you
Mhm.
give us some more information for everyone that is listening?
For sure. Well, when we talk about this term, is about that your brain is fully capable of learning English at any age. And this is your brain's lifelong ability to recognize itself by forming, modifying, strengthening neural connections. Every time that you learn a new language, your brain builds, strengthens neural pathway through repetition. All right.
Okay.
And I would like that you take into account the some tips to boost your neuroplasticity. For
Yes,
example,
please.
yes, I know this will you will love this because I know that you like reading. So
Yes,
guess
I
what?
do.
Read fiction. This activity
Mhm.
stimulates your imagination and complex empathy networks. So this is a very good advice for our users. Another
No.
one can be drive new routes. Sometimes we get into the routine, and it's good if we mix, if we change our route back home or go to work, and it forces the visual spatial mapping and updates when we are going to another place. And
Nice.
finally, we have this is a challenge for me. Switch
Hit me, hit
hands. Switch hands, Majo. For example, do several activities with the non-dominant hand, like brush your teeth, comb your hair, eat, or even try to write with your non-dominant hand.
Damn,
This
okay,
this
so
activates, yes, Majo, this activates your brain in order to create new connections. What do you think? Have you ever tried one of them?
so when I was a kid, I once tried like learning to write with my non-dominant hand, um, but I never succeed at it. So hey,
Okay.
I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for trying, but I'm going
Mhm.
to do something during at least this podcast that I'm going to pick up the paper that I'm going to give you the question with my
Awesome.
non-dominant hand. Yes, that's
Perfect.
gonna be my training for today.
Yes, awesome. Great.
Okay,
Okay. Thanks, Majo. Let's
thank
continue.
you.
I have the first question for you. Okay.
Sure, hit me. Yeah.
So, all right. Okay. How can I improve my accent and do I need to get rid of it?
Oh, okay, that's a great question. Good. So the short answer is no, you don't need to eliminate your accent. Almost everyone speaks with an accent. Like I have an accent, Patty has an accent. Even native speakers from different regions have accents. The goal isn't to sound like American, British, or Australian. The goal is to be understood clearly. But something that you can do is that you can improve your pronunciation. For that, you can
Okay.
listen carefully to native speakers, imitate their rhythm and intonation, and practice speaking out loud like every day. So instead of focusing on your accent, you should focus on clear communication rather than perfection. That would be
Great.
my first advice for today. Okay, my non-dominant hand.
Okay.
Okay,
Hit me,
I'm
go.
the lucky winner. How long does it take for a person to learn English?
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Especially if we try to convert that in numbers. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it's like I need to I feel like our users
Doing,
they
yes, mental
yeah,
gymnastics to
yeah,
mouth.
it's like wait a minute. But yeah, we're going to focus on scientific data also.
Mhm.
According to this CEFR proficiency levels, it takes roughly 200 guided hours to
Oh.
go from absolutely zero, like
Mhm.
to total fluency. And it's expected to an investment of 600 or 1,200 hours. If you're starting from scratch, don't drown in grammar books. Take them away. Yeah. Like studies prove that mastering like 1,000 words allows you to understand roughly the 80% of what you're trying to understand. But I feel like we should, mm, of course, if we want to communicate, let's focus on the utility rather than the rules. We can take a look of them later, but maybe
Yeah.
that can be a approximate number of words.
Thank you. Yes. Well, when
Okay.
you say it like that, it sounds like a lot.
Yes,
But
but our
we
users
know it's not.
wanted answers. Okay.
Yes, no, yes, yes. And every question that we're reading here, like it's a valuable question. It's better to have questions and make them to us than just sit with them and
Yeah,
keep wondering. So please, if you have
absolutely.
any additional questions that we're not answering today, please leave them in the comments. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.
Okay. Let's move on, Majo. We have a lot of questions.
Yes, I
All
know.
right.
I have some right here for you.
Yes, I'm excited to read them. Okay, let's go with the next one.
Sure.
Um,
Hit me.
why do I forget what I learned?
Oof. Okay. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Well, the first thing that we all need to remember is that forgetting it's completely normal. Like everyone forgets things. Our brains naturally forget information that we don't use regularly. So learning a language isn't about memorizing something once. It's about saying it and using it multiple times. So let's let's set a challenge. Everyone who's listening, you should find a new word today. Read it, write it, hear it, and use it in different conversations during next week. That way you can yes, you can memorize it properly. Remember that repetition is what turns short-term memory into long-form memory. That's why we're so focused on the in the program, because of course everything that we are saying is supported by our amazing methodology. You know, contact us, Natural English. We're very focused on the on long-term memory. Not only I'm speaking about vocabulary, I'm saying it for terms of how to pronounce correctly like words, how to use properly your grammar. Everything has to be constantly repeatedly practiced in order to be information that you're going to keep for the rest of your life. Okay,
Yes,
now,
it's
buddy,
okay.
it's my
Mhm.
turn to give you a new
Okay,
question.
go ahead.
Okay, let's see. Oh, sorry, I picked two. Okay. How can I think in English? That's a good one.
Okay. Hmm. It reminds me like there's a term where you sleep over your book and then you magically the next day you become smart. And it's like, oh my God. But no.
That would be amazing, right?
Yes. Okay. But let's go. Let's focus on that question. How can I think in English? In this
Mm-hmm.
case, I can give you some tips, some strategies that we can use. First, learn chunks, not words.
Okay.
And I know that it's a little bit difficult because we're used to translate and try to focus only word by word. But in this case, like you mentioned, if we learn one word and we use it in a sentence and we repeat it, that sentence, it can help us to memorize. Memorizing isolated words, that forces only translation, and we need to avoid that. Instead, we memorize short sentences, and
Mm-hmm.
that will help us to, like you mentioned, to memorize. Uh, and this is about repetition.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what you mentioned about read, write, and repeat one word, you can
Mm-hmm.
label your day. In this case, especially for people who are visual, it really helps them to memorize, to try to connect the word with the object, and try to label your day with some words or even phrases, actions that you actually do, right? And other things that you can do is try to narrate your routines. Sometimes, in any moment that we have during the day when we are dressing up, when we are starting our routine, maybe the morning routine, or even when we're finishing our day, we can start as an exercise in the mirror and try to describe what we did or what we are going to do. And this will help us to avoid the translation and force our brain to do the connection and start thinking in English. So that's something that we can start. And also it works as a therapy, right? Because it's something that you can talk to yourself, speak to yourself is a great therapy. So it's
Introspection,
an
it's
extra.
important.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Let's move on with the next one, Majo. I have
Sure
another one
thing.
for you. Okay. Um, do I need to master all grammar before speaking?
Oh, okay. I love this question. Good. This is important. No, absolutely not. This is a commonly asked questions from users who are just starting the program. They're very scared of starting to speak in English. So I would love to set this once and for all. Um, Many learners will wait until their grammar is perfect before they start speaking. But that's a mistake because speaking is part of the learning process. Think about children learning their first language. They make mistakes. They constantly make mistakes. Yet they still communicate. Learn grammar gradually, but don't let it stop you from speaking. So your goal should be communication, because that what comes first, and accuracy, it's something that you can improve over time. So don't let it stop you.
Yep, absolutely. Okay,
That's an
let's
amazing
move
question.
on.
Okay, it's my
Yes.
turn. It's my turn.
Okay.
Picking one with my non-dominant hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see. It says, how do I lose the embarrassment of speaking in English? Oof.
Wow. Deep question.
Yes,
But
that's a very
it's
good one that could
yeah,
probably help me.
everyone. Yeah, me too. I joined the team. I think well, of course, especially it reminds me when I was starting the process of learning English. Um, and it's something common, right? Majo, for
Yes.
example, that to feel afraid of making any mistake. What before answering this, I would like that you share us how was that experience for you, like briefly. What do you think?
Sure, of course. So I think I think expressing yourself while speaking, it's complicated for most people
Mhm.
because you require a level of confidence that I guess you can feel naturally with friends or with family, but when you are supposed to start talking in a classroom full of people that you don't know with a monitor that maybe you don't know,
Yeah.
you feel kind of apprehensive. In
Yes.
my case, I used to stutter whenever I was very nervous, and I used to turn like red, like ridiculously red when I was embarrassed. So for me, it was something that I had to overcome when I was younger for school, for oral presentations, because that's something that you
Uh-huh.
can't avoid.
Yeah.
And to ultimately get over with once I had to start teaching. So for me it was a long it was it was something that was with me from the beginning till the end, but I know it's something that everyone who wants to can overcome. So do you
Yes.
have any good advice for this?
Yes. Actually, I wanted to talk about a concept about affective filter. Like you mentioned, when you feel that anxiety and you feel nervous about any
Yes.
presentation, that also means that your affective filter was high. Like it was inevitable that you feel that way. Sometimes we have that same experience. For example, in my case, when the teacher asked any question, I know I wanted to participate, but
Mm-hmm.
I felt afraid, and I was like, "No, go first." And I asked my friend, like, "Go first, come on, you can do it." But I didn't want to, right? And
Mhm.
at the end, I was like, "Oh, I knew the answer." So the same, our affective filter, it was high, and sometimes it's something that we need to control by embracing the mistakes, because once again we mentioned this, learning a language is not magical. That doesn't come from one day to another. It's a process. It's a beautiful process. And sometimes, because our sadly bad experiences that we had, we feel afraid of speaking. We feel that like we don't have the exact amount of motivation or
Or the
confidence.
correct words,
Yes, yes, absolutely. And
or we
we
don't know every single rule.
Yes, absolutely. And sometimes it's normal. I don't know, maybe we forget that we are humans and we are learning a new language, and it's okay to make mistakes, and we need to embrace our mistakes. So I invite all the users that don't press yourself, chill out. And in this case, you need to understand that if you make a mistake, you're learning, and that's something great, because that means that you are going ahead, right?
Yes. No, something that I
Starting, yes, absolutely. It's
something that
very
I just
important.
realized while you were talking is that it's like we're trying to get as prepared as we can to go into a battlefield. But
Yes,
actually, sessions or the process of learning English shouldn't feel like that, right?
absolutely. Yes,
Yes, because it's not a thing that it's going to kill us is if we don't do it perfectly. It's just a
yes, absolutely.
process.
Yes,
Thank you for
yes,
that. Yeah.
absolutely. Also, remember that we start with the private practice, like
Mm.
the example that we did before. It's something that we can. It helps us to read out loud. Maybe shadow native speakers, or maybe podcasts, or maybe something extra that we hear or we see. And
Mhm.
that's very, very important. Be surrounded by content that you love, that you really enjoy. That will increase your motivation and your confidence when speaking. So that's very, very important.
I wish I had this
Okay.
podcast when I was a kid. Damn, I would have used it.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't feel so alone. So, yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, be with your best shot, girly.
Hmm. Let's move on to the next one, Majo. Get ready. Okay. So,
I
in this
am.
case, why? does English have so many exceptions?
Dave, okay. This is a good question. Specifically for people who come from the background that we do, that like we have Spanish as our native language. Um, English has borrowed words from many different languages over hundreds of years, like including French, Latin, German, and others. Because of that rich history, some spelling, some pronunciation, and grammar rules don't always follow a predictable pattern. So instead of getting frustrated by exceptions, I accept them because you don't have other choice as part of the language and learn them through exposure and practice. That would be my best advice because let's be honest, these exceptions want to stop existing just because they are not as
Yes,
easy for us. So just
absolutely.
embrace them,
Sometimes our users and they want to understand all of
all of the
the
rules.
grammar rules and it's in a well, we can understand some of them, but sometimes we need to accept that there will be some exceptions, right? So it's
No,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And at some point, we just have to let them be. Like
Yes.
one simple example of this is when you're on unit 5 and people are like, "Okay, I want to say that I do this in the morning, perfect, and I
Hmm.
do this other activity in the afternoon, good." And then they are like, "Okay, then I do this in the night," and I'm like, "It's not in the night. Are you sure that you would say in?" And they are like, "Why is it at night?" I'm like, "Man, just let it be."
Yes. And it's okay. Yes,
And it's okay.
absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I
Yes.
have your
Go with
next
the next
question.
question. All right. So go.
Okay, so your next question is, how can I improve my fluency?
Oh God. All right. Hmm.
Hmm.
Changing your battery? No, it's not possible. So in this case, well, let's work with two strategies that we have been using in the sessions, and in this case, chunking. I come back with this because this is I think is my favorite. Like, in this case, try to work with ideas
Hmm.
and repeat them. Repeat them. The repetition, also the spaced repetition, it helps us. Try to, in this case, remind yourself to remember certain phrases. It's very important. And also the mini therapy that I included before, this will help yourself to organize your ideas and you won't feel maybe lost when you are talking with a native in any random conversation. Or another one that comes to my mind is that use your cell phone. Record your audios and try to describe the things that you're doing. And as much as you can hear yourself, you will also correct yourself. All right. So it's very important. You will improve your ability of correction. And that's something that will help you. Also, when you are listening, when you are hearing another person in a conversation, you will understand and you will say, wait a minute, that's not correct, or yes, is a better way to say. So something that is very important is to keep practicing and be friend of repetition. Repetition will help your brain to reinforce all the grammar and grammar structures, even the vocabulary, and further the slangs or the expressions that will help you to sound more as a native, right? So that can
Completely.
help
No,
you.
I
Have you
love you.
have you
Yes,
tried to record
yes, I
yourself?
have done it. I
Yes.
have very vivid memories of
Okay.
me as a young adult, just
Hmm.
practicing in the shower.
Oh my God, that's
Feel like
great.
I was having my own podcast, like, hello, I'm doing it
Hmm.
now. But I
Perfect.
used to talk to myself and just explain, like, I'm going to give you a very bad example of it, but I would be like, Okay, everyone. I know everyone wanted to know what I did today. So let me tell you. I woke
Ah,
up and I would be like just saying my routine or telling something silly that I learned that day or just chatting about a fun fact,
mm-hmm.
something really simple, really silly, and by myself. But it helped me to feel more confident whenever I had to have conversation with other people because yes, I'm a very nervous person. And I think that that helped me a lot. Have you done it?
Yes, Majo. But sometimes that when you were like describing your routine, you didn't stop because you didn't know a word. You just
No, no.
said it in Spanish, or you maybe made a little mistake, but it wasn't a big deal, you know? The good thing is that everything was like a normal conversation, and unconsciously you were having more fluency than before. So that's something without any pressure, right? So
Yes.
that's something very, very important, and it works. So yes, me too. In my case, I rather to record audios to myself because sometimes I forget something and I need to record. Yes. So the my cell phone helped me a lot. Mhm.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Okay, I love that. We should use all of the technology that we have available. So that
Hmm.
sounds like a very and more intelligent option than what I used to do. But hey,
It works. It
it
works,
works.
Majo.
Yes, it
Yes.
works.
Okay.
Nice.
Hmm. I have another
Okay, hit me
question
with
for
your next
you.
one.
I really like this one.
Okay, tell me.
Well, does listening to music in English help?
Ooh, okay, that's very like you.
Hmm.
Um, but yes, it helps, but it's not enough by itself. So
Okay.
let me elaborate. English can improve your listening skills. It can improve your pronunciation. It can improve your vocabulary. It also helps you become familiar with like natural expressions or cultural references. However, passive listening isn't as effective as active listening. So we should try to do this the proper way. So next time that you're listening a song and you're liking it and you want to keep that song on replay, try reading the lyrics, identifying new words, new vocabulary, and singing along. That way you can practice your pronunciation. And as you can see, yes, music helps as long as you're doing it actively. So
Great.
do it, please. And I want you all to do it. Like this week, try to do all of the advice that we're giving. And I want you to comment right now. What's the song that you're going to be listening to this week? And also, I want you to come back in 1 week to this same video and let us in the comments one of the new words that you have learned by listening your new favorite song.
Majo, I will definitely do it. I love singing. And actually, well, like you say, it's very important to mix like active and productive skills. And it's very important to don't isolate it themselves. Like, yes, it's better to mix them in order to gain more vocabulary and the lyrics. Yes, absolutely. I will be in the comments next week.
Great. I'm dying to see new words that everyone's going to be learning. Nice. And as you
All
can
right.
see, guys, all of the advice that we're giving today, it's going to help you with different areas of the process of learning English. Like, as you can
Yes.
see, it's not like you're just learning new words or it's not like you're just learning new grammar structures.
Mhm.
It's like whatever you're building, it's helping the other areas as well.
All right, Majo, let's continue with the next one.
Okay. Oof. Okay. Let me say this one. Damn. Okay, so how can I speak like a native? Damn.
Mm.
What would you say?
How can I speak like a native? It's impossible. No, just kidding. No, it's not impossible. In this case, maybe something that we work on the sessions and unconsciously when we are repeating and imitating some speech is that we focus on prosody, like the rhythm, the stress, the intonation, of a speech, right? In this case, is like in our mother tongue, we we get the intonation when we are reading an interrogative questions, for example. We don't read like linear way, right?
Yes.
We give a certain stress or rhythm or a certain intonation that helps us to identify whether it's a question or a negative sentence or affirmative or any other, or even the intention of the speaker, right? And moreover, the accent. Let's think that the prosody is the music of a language, maybe.
Love that.
And of course, we can practice everything that we can do. Is I would like to work on two strategies. The first one
Okay.
is echo reading. This
Echo
involves
reading.
reading, yes. For example, listen to a native speaker reading one a short
Like a
document.
poem, like a
Yes,
story.
could be, or a short story, yes. And then immediately imitate the intonation. So this
Okay.
also can help with any audio, but focus on a reading because the storytelling is another great strategy, right? So echo reading, it will help you to get better results, all right? Also, another one is choral reading. Sometimes it's so difficult to read alone that you feel that everyone is looking at you and you feel on the spot. So in this case, choral reading helps you to read out loud in unison with a recording, or you can also record yourself with some fellows and
Mhm.
listen back and try to fix the timing and inflection. And this is something curious that happens when you hear yourself. You can understand, you can recognize where you can get better, right? So that is something, those two strategies can help you, especially the choral reading can help you with if you feel shy to read alone, right?
I
Sometimes we
feel
don't
like
want
this
to
is
do it
something
alone. Yes.
that we can do with the audios that we have on the units. Like you can either put the audio first and then read the story
Yes.
that you have at the beginning of the units, or you can read at the
Okay.
same time that that you are playing the audio. That would be
Yes.
the second one, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Then you can just keep using the content and the audios, the stories that we have on the units, and keep practicing to get a better pronunciation or like speak
Abs-
like a native.
yes, absolutely.
Nice.
All
That's
right.
great. Thank you, Patty. I have never
Oh,
heard of choral reading before.
reading.
Yes.
It's something that we can try on. Yes, especially
Yes,
with
absolutely. I
some.
love that we learn new things while we while we're answering the questions for the
Yes.
users.
Yes, because
Nice.
sometimes some users they are really shy and they don't want to read out loud. And when both well a student is reading with another person, feels like more supportive. Yeah, it's more is a supportive way to increase their motivation and then they will continue doing by themselves with the echo reading. So yes, it can
Yes,
mix. Yes. All right.
that's
Let's
amazing.
move on to the next one. This is very interesting, Majo. Check this.
Okay.
How can I build an English habit?
Oof, nice. Okay. Well, first of all, this will apply to any habit that you want to have or to develop. Um, my first advice would be just start small and be consistent because you would need to set a goal and it has to be something that can be sustainable. So instead of, let's say, studying like 3 hours once a week, it would be better
Okay.
to just spend 15 or 20 minutes every day just learning English. And you can do it different ways. Like you can put yourself like a goal of listening an English podcast. It can be, of course, Beyond the Classroom, your favorite podcast with your favorite girlies while you're commuting to work. Or maybe you can watch like short videos about things that you like. Maybe your goal could be just read a news article about something that you're passionate about, like every day, like a short
Mm.
article. Or maybe you can practice speaking alone or filming yourself, like you say before, but for a few minutes. But it has to be something that you can do like in a consistently way, because consistency beats intensity. So, like, set yourself with realistic goals, and that would be the best way for you to just make this a habit, because the best habit is the one that you can maintain long term. So just do something simple, start small, and build on it.
Yes, absolutely. I'm really into that.
No, and you can
Small
apply this for
habits.
anything.
Yes.
Like, let's say I want to start
Mm-hmm.
crocheting.
Mm-hmm.
um
Okay.
yeah, so what I would do is that I would just start this week doing it 15 minutes every day. Then I would try to go to 20 if it's possible for my daily routine.
Yeah.
And that way I will build it till I'm like 30 minutes every day, or maybe an hour. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it
But
doesn't have to feel like something that waits on you.
yes, but Maha, I really like your advice because sometimes there's a misconcept that we need to be like 1 hour, 2 hours, s- like
Could you imagine?
studying or doing something. And that's why sometimes they feel frustrated and they say, no, I don't have time. I don't have time.
See,
I don't have
I would
anything.
never start
So yeah,
crocheting if I had to
but
crochet for like two
but
hours.
can you imagine? But if you just give 15 minutes or then you increase the time and you are
Mhm.
consistent with this, you can do it. So I like that habit. I will do it, I think. Yeah.
Do
Not
you think you're going to
crocheting,
start crocheting?
not crocheting per se, but maybe I don't know, another one. Yeah, maybe another. Maybe
I've been thinking about
exercising.
crocheting.
No, no. In my oh my god. But nothing is impossible, Majo. Maybe it can be our next challenge. Yes.
I would totally do it.
I will sleep over on that, but yeah. Okay, don't worry. Okay. Let's continue, please, with the
Yes,
next
of
one.
course.
Okay, go.
Okay. Let me grab
Don't
one.
have. Okay, I think I only have one more.
No,
Okay,
but
go ahead.
let me grab one for you. Okay.
Okay, go.
Why do some words not sound how they are written? Oof.
Jesus. Oh my
Jesus.
God. Yes. It's like that's a great question. It's the greatest question. And I think it should stay like that. As
Like a mystery.
a mystery, a beautiful mystery for our podcast. But now, of course, we are here to answer all of the questions. All right. Well, if we focus on the orthography, of
Mhm.
course, we have some data here. English has an opaque orthography. That means the words are notoriously inconsistent in their spelling sound correspondence. All right. So in some cases, they won't match. That's why sometimes when users start reading, they try to read as Spanish. And it's a common mistake because in their mind, they think that they need to read as they see. And
Mhm.
sometimes that's the biggest challenge they need to overcome. For example, something that happens also with French is that some words that end with an e, they are not pronounced, and in some cases, of course, remember the exceptions. English also has exceptions, and sometimes they are rules. And some of them, some languages like Spanish, Portuguese, or Italian, if in some cases French, they have they have similar, not the same, they have similar grammar structures.
Mhm.
Therefore, for users, they feel like it's easier to understand those languages. So
Nice.
in this case,
maybe that's the best answer that we can give them. They are different, like German or even native languages, like here in Bolivia, for example, Quechua. So they have different orthography. And once again, remember, we don't need to understand all of it, right? All of the rules. Sometimes we need to adapt to some of them and try
Mhm.
to be open-minded with some, right? Some rules that they appear.
Perfect. Hey,
All
so
right.
we actually have a live question right now.
Okay.
It says, what is, in your opinion, the most difficult accent to understand? Ooh, I love that question. Tell me, do you have an accent that you would say, oof, that was difficult, and what did you do to overcome it?
In my case, it wasn't me, but I had a user that she was learning with us, and she was working in South Africa, I think, and she was working with
Okay.
some Senegalese people. So, so she
I
said that
can
it
hear the
was,
accent.
yes, the accent. So she said that the Senegalese accent was really, really difficult to understand, especially because of the intonation, and it was crazy for her because she needed to listen carefully and also try to ask them to repeat slowly. So I think that the Senegalese is the first that comes to my mind. What
Nice.
about you?
So I would say that thanks to YouTube, so I'm going to be very transparent about this. I'm chronically online. So I love to watch videos like all day long. And I used to watch playthroughs, which is basically like you watch some YouTuber or some streamer playing a
Yeah.
game and you watch the whole game
Okay.
just through them playing the game.
All
Like you
right.
don't play the game yourself, but it's for me it's really fun. It's like going shotgun when someone else is driving. For me, it's perfect. And I used to love a creator that his name was, I don't know if he's still creating playthroughs. I think he isn't. And he was Jacksepticeye. That's
Mm,
his name. It's very weird. But he's
okay.
an
Yeah.
Irish guy. That was my first encounter with an Irish accent, which is
Okay.
very strong. And I was like, damn, I want to be in contact with different accents like this. So I would advise everyone that you're still
Just
speaking the same language. It's like
yeah.
Spanish. Every country has a different accent, and even in different regions, you have different accents, and therefore you also would have different slangs.
Mhm.
But the only key is that you should remember you're still speaking the same language. And if you want to get like used to listening a specific language or a specific dialogue or a specific accent, the best way in which you can do it is just by getting used to that accent, like listen to it constantly. So let's say you want to try to practice with this Irish accent. What I would do is that I would start watching like series or more content
Mhm.
that it's created by these type of creators.
Yes.
There's a really good series that it's called Normal People, that it's in
Okay.
Irish accent. And also there's a Netflix series that it's called, I think, Dairy Girls or something like that,
Okay.
that it's also in an Irish accent. So if you actually want to get to used to an accent, you can do it. We have all of the resources nowadays.
Yes. Absolutely. Awesome.
Did you
Awesome.
ever gone through that through that process of getting used to an accent?
No, no, Majo. But I don't know. I think that I need to get involved with new accents. For me,
Damn.
I think yes. I think for me is the key is try to listen carefully, not
Yes.
overreact in the moment because sometimes you try to freak out like, no, I cannot understand this. Please help me. But try new things, right? That's something important, especially, and try to also understand that the other person is also speaking another language. And yes, so it's normal. And also, if that doesn't work, mimics. Go for mimics. Yes, like use your
Go for
Yes.
texting.
No, there are many ways to get to understand another person. So yes, of
Oh,
course,
yes,
you
yes,
can do
totally.
it.
All right. Okay, Majo, let's go. I have one more question for you.
Okay,
And
hit me
this,
with the last one.
yes, this is a good one. Okay. How can I sound more professional in English?
Okay, I love this one for people who are not just students at school. And we have a lot of users who tell us that want to learn English because of professional reasons. So this is good. When you need to think of a professional English, you should focus on clarity, confidence, and useful vocabulary. So you should try to think that professional English isn't about using like complicated words. It's about communicating ideas clearly and politely. That's the most important part. Like, learn what you can do to build this ability is that you can learn common business phrases. You can
Yes.
practice speaking in complete sentences because that's something that we constantly do when we're learning a new language. We don't form
Absolutely.
complete ideas. Avoid translating directly from your native language because that could lead you to grammatically incorrect structures. But also, what you can do that can help you a lot is that you can read professional articles or maybe like listen to podcasts that talk about the thing that you're going to try to professionally talk about.
Yes.
Like, if you would like to be, I don't know, to go to a meeting in which you're going to talk about medical terms, then you would have to either learn new vocabulary that's necessary for that area or like watch a podcast of two doctors and a nurse talking about
Yes, of course.
their latest work. Yes, like prepare yourself for these type of
Yes.
conversations. Yes, because like this is something that you can develop. So
Yes.
don't worry if you don't have the words right now. It's something that you can learn and you can build over time. Just think about it as a different communication style.
Yes, prepare yourself, Majo. As you said, that's very important. Don't only go with the to the interview and see what happened. No, prepare yourself because it's something for your future. Yeah. Majo,
Exactly.
I would like to, before continuing, I would like to welcome a new subscriber. Is
Woo!
Madeline Barahona. So, hi, Madeline. Thank you very much for joining to our community.
Thank you, Madeline. Welcome. I hope we can see you every week.
Yeah, we will read you in the comments.
Yes. And we want to see, Madeline, what's your new word from your favorite song this week? Don't
Yeah.
forget. We're going to check out the comments next week. Okay,
Okay.
well, to wrap this up, I would like to summarize our encounter today. Well, guys, let's see. Um, Learning English, it's a journey, not a race. So, so be patient with yourself. Don't worry about having a perfect accent because that doesn't exist. Don't worry about knowing every word because that's impossible.
Mhm.
Or don't stress yourself by trying to master every grammar rule because, as we said before, it's a process. So just focus on communication, practicing constantly, and enjoying the process because learning English, it's amazing and it's beautiful. Okay, guys, thank you again for being with us this week. We love you, we appreciate you, and we want to see you in the next one. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to tune for the next episode on Beyond the Classroom. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to get a shout out just like Madeline did. Thank you, guys. Have a nice one.